Our egos keep us stuck in the matrix. And these egos are made up from many different false images and beliefs about ourselves. In the last episode, we explored attachment to possessions, our bodies being the strongest one. In this episode, we will explore another deep attachment, people. This attachment can take many forms. We may identify ourselves with certain people, like religious leaders, politicians, sports stars, celebrities, and cultural icons. We may idolize them, imitate them, throw money at them, desire and obsess over them, obey them, defend them, even die for them, and certainly invest a huge chunk of consciousness stuck in a strong mental pattern of believing that without them, you are somehow less. In a sense, we lose ourselves in the images of others. We are mesmerized by the magic that they seem to possess, and feel that by identifying with them, we too catch the magic. We may become more glamorous, sexier, holier, funnier, more intelligent, cooler, more successful, and more secure by associating with them. We can even feel that these people are the fathers, friends, partners, and families that we may never have had. Meanwhile, it is these feelings of belonging, of identifying with these people, that enable them and the organizations they work for to siphon off the money, energy, and time that you invest in them, directly or indirectly. While subconsciously believing you are gaining from them as you identify with these fictitious images, you are losing sight of your own infinite being. The role of the matrix is to keep you distracted from your own power, and subtle or gross worship of others works really well for this, with modern technology, of course, amplifying its effects multifold. And this is for people that you probably haven't met personally. In closer, more intimate relationships with partners, relatives, friends, and work colleagues, the potential for getting lost and disturbed is infinite. The matrix conditioning tells us from a lifetime of rom-coms, songs, and popular culture that love, approval, and attention is something that you win from others, from looking or behaving in certain ways. Now, of course, the only love that you can ever feel is your own love. But the search for love from others is guaranteed to keep you on a hamster wheel. Even if you manage to nab your Mr. or Miss Right, the work of extracting the energy of their attention in order to feel special and secure is never ending. Of course, in the search for a perfect partner, it isn't just the energy of their attention that we are trying to gain, but the energy of resources, security, social status, and approval of others. It is totally normal for men to be congratulated for bagging a babe, or for women to have won over a doctor. The brain, wired for survival of the species, will of course notice the beauty of a woman with good genes, or register the resource-providing and protective potential of a future mate. But as the matrix grows more and more powerful in its influence, the perspective that we are souls having a human experience is completely lost to the biological imperatives. We become like soulless machines, programmed for replication only. Beyond the matrix, from the soul perspective, we are all connected to all beings. Even modern science is beginning to support this view that mystics have always known. In the matrix game, we have parts to play, and you may play the part or the role of a parent or employee or servant or celebrity. And as the soul plays its roles, you come into relationship with others. You have an energy exchange. It's natural for the soul to share the energy of love, light, and power, which it is. But the ego blocks that by telling you endless lies about what's missing, what you need, what to expect, and how to get it. The virus of ego wants to be fed through your interactions with others. It uses others mercilessly to feed its hunger for status, security, approval, power, entertainment, and pleasure. In psychological terminology, our need to feed may create in us narcissistic or codependent tendencies. But whatever form these patterns may take, the essence is the same. The feeling of loneliness is often an indication that you simply aren't receiving enough ego boosts from others. We are actually experiencing cold turkey from our people addiction. But thanks to social media, we can always get a fresh fix. Beyond the matrix, you realize in a real way that it is impossible to be alone. When you feel the truth of this, that we are all connected, interestingly, the matrix often responds and mirrors your inner feeling of connectedness. Just watch out that your ego doesn't look for evidence of your new level of enlightenment in the matrix, because spiritual ego can keep you nicely trapped for a very long time too. Having spiritual relationships is not about having tantric sex or religious marriages. It's not about finding your tribe or sharing the same beliefs or the same life mission. When you are in the matrix consciousness, there are no spiritual relationships. It's impossible. You will always seek to take from others in some way when you're not awake, no matter how much of a giving role you identify with. Beyond the matrix, it's impossible not to have spiritual relationships, because it is obvious to you that you and every other living being is a spirit. And as a spirit, we are all complete. No one has anything to give you, and you have nothing to give another. Though by seeing each other in this way, by acknowledging not the light in each other, but the lights that we are crumbling the walls of the matrix.
I see you.
I see you.
This is the biggest gift we can offer. We will explore the topic of relationships further in this video series. But for now, we are focusing on bricks that make up the walls of our ego castles. Possessions and relationships are just two. So stay tuned and we will explore more of these attachments. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and push like to help the video to spread. And if you wish to exit the matrix sooner rather than later, do feel free to explore the meditation videos on the various playlists on the channel. And see you on the next episode.